Hey everybody, welcome to another rip-roaring episode of Dent Sports! What a great night, huh? Monday. Unbelievable. Got the Arrenado trade official. And I guess the I guess the Stafford trade is official on that. Of course, not till March, of course, when it official happens, but all the pieces are in place. All the important people are notified, and everybody's taking care of what they need to do to make that trade happen.
Yep.
So,
but he's been informed.
Yeah. So now we'll see what else the off season lays entail. But what's probably your first initial thought of the Stafford trade, since it's official?
You know, I've had a little bit of time to think about this now. Initially, you know, obviously I'm still not happy about Stafford leaving the Lions. I wanted to see him finish his career there, which technically he still could. I mean, you know, at some point end up back there, at least in a sign and trade, and then retire as a Lion. Maybe, I don't know what'll happen there. My guess is it won't. But, you know, I've always appreciated his abilities and his talents, and he did a lot with a little, really. So it's a shame that they never were able to put the pieces around that needed to be there to you know, get the team into position to win. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least, to see what he does when he gets on a team that actually has some of those pieces in place. You know, the biggest one being a defense. When he doesn't have to play from 20 down, or, you know, feel like every game has to be a shootout in order to win it, I think it's going to be a big advantage for him. And I think the coach for the Rams, I think he's going to do wonders with a guy like Stafford. I think there's a good possibility that they're going to be in the running for a championship in the near future. However, with that being said, there is probably quite a bit of pressure on him now to perform, because, you know, I mean, obviously the Ram fans, along with the rest of the media world, are going to, you know, put him under a little more of a you know, probably under a microscope a little bit more than they were before.
Well, expectations have probably been lifted, definitely. Yeah. For sure on it. So.
Yeah, I mean, and I just hope it doesn't turn into something where he, you know, all of a sudden he doesn't do exactly, like, doesn't win a championship, and all of a sudden it's like, oh.
Why do we do this?
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be the case, though.
I don't think so. I mean, with that defense, and like you said, the weapons of wide receiver, and Akers is coming on for running back. And they have offensive line, top 5 offensive line in the league. So, yeah, he's gonna do good. I think I heard something with a stat today. Like, what was it, last time he actually had a top 10 defense or something? He went 11-5 with the Lions. Yeah. So again, if you don't have to put him out there all the time, he's gonna do fine. I don't see.
As long as he stays healthy. Yeah. Which, I mean, the guy's a grinder. I mean. Yeah. He was out there how many games this year where he shouldn't have been, probably. You know, even the last one, he probably had no business playing.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put him right up there, you know, as, you know, division favorites. Yeah. I mean, you got right up there with Seattle, and then, you know, whatever happens with San Francisco. Yeah. You know, I even heard, like, Kirk Cousins. They're talking about some weird stuff coming out. I'm like, oh, okay, do whatever you guys need to do. But I mean, he's easily lockstep right now with Seattle, as far as, you know, best teams in that division.
I think so too. And I mean, I am happy that he was able to go somewhere where he can compete, rather than going, like, if they would have sent him to the Jets or some bullshit thing, where it's like, oh, here you go, now you can sit over here.
And that would just reinforce of him, you know, playing on a crappy team, and then being like, oh, he does suck. You know, what's all these people ever talked about him being good? So, so if he's able to actually, you know, perform like, you know, he should, this should give a total new light on Stafford and his playing.
This actually, with him going here, with the team that's surrounding him, provided that they don't lose a bunch of players through whatever, this could be a situation where if he goes here and plays well, and I mean, who knows, if he plays good, he might sign for more years with them. But my point being that this might be his opportunity to get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that he will as a Lion, because they just didn't win enough. And, so a lot of the stuff is going to go kind of under the radar, even though if you look at his numbers across the board, he ranks up there with the top quarterbacks as far as yardages and, touchdowns and stuff like that. He usually has pretty good seasons, but it's it'll be a nice thing for him. Now, on the Lions side of things, though, I guess the one good thing is we got an extra first-round pick out of it. One in 2022, one in 2023, and then we get the third-round pick to this year. So, I mean, any additional draft picks at this point for this team is probably a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't think Jared Goff is probably the answer here, but I think he's going to be around for the rest of the 2 years that they need to pay him for. And then they'll probably, in my opinion, if there isn't indeed a quarterback right now that they want, and I'm not sure if they have one they like or if they don't, I wouldn't be against them go ahead and getting that guy and let him work under Goff for a couple of years, learn the system, do all the stuff, or maybe he takes over for Goff at some point. I don't know, depending on how Goff plays. But I think if we can get to that point where, because then we can get this ball rolling, because we need to get the next guy. I mean, that's what we need to really do.
Yeah.
Now, but, I mean, Goff is only 26 years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we still got plenty of time to develop him. And, I mean, I think this it's like we talked about before. I mean, you got to have the pieces. And if the Lions go about it the right way, where they develop the run game and get that where it needs to be, and then get the defense. If we get the defense kind of like, if we could get a defense like the Rams or, something similar to that, where we got nice pass rush, good corners and safeties and stuff like that, to where we could be competing at that, that'd be a wonderful thing. And I think that could really change the fortunes in a hurry. Rather than this being like, hey, 4 years from now we're going to be decent. It's going to be, well, hey, maybe 2 years from now we can be really good, depending on how things go in the draft. And seeing how, the GM, that's what he did before he became the GM, was the scouting director. So hopefully, that might bode well for the Lions.
Yeah, so with that trade, I mean, it was pretty weird, how it went down, but I think they got the lion's share of the deal. But the funny thing is, there's a bunch of stuff comes out later that I guess Stafford and his wife and Shihei and his girlfriend were vacationing at the time when this news broke. So I mean, you're sitting here going like this, going, this was probably already in the works all along, and like you said, it helped with the guy that was an ex-Ram front office being in Detroit. So there was a lot of stuff that probably went down previous to this to make this happen, because like I said, Denver was in some discussions and they were talking about ones and other things, and it was all of a sudden it was like, the Rams. So I mean, so it was just
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, I totally agree. It didn't hurt anything for this guy to be part of the Rams. So he's probably like, oh, okay, well. But with that being said, too, I mean, for the Rams, it was probably like the reason they had to give up that other first rounder is because Jared Goff's contract. Because, I mean, good luck getting rid of it otherwise, right?
Yeah.
So they say, we'll pawn it off on Detroit.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that seems to be that seems to be the theme of the trades these days.
Yeah, take this bad contract we have and
give us more.
We'll give you another first round draft pick, because I mean the Rams haven't had one in 7 years anyway, so they don't really care if they get it or not, because they continue to build.
Well,
without having first rounders.
They don't. Yeah, well, like I said, that's not vital to them. I mean, they have a team, they have pieces, so all they're doing is just adding little pieces. I mean, they're only, now it would be 2 years removed from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can't tell me that, they were totally, annihilated from it. From those contracts. That's where they boosted it up with Ramsey and
Yep.
and everything else. So I think, like I said, Rams are doing which is again another you wouldn't think from Kroenke, but maybe Kroenke's got his head straight now. He's actually trying to get these teams to actually, to get to the promised land. You know what I mean? To start winning instead of just collecting a check, which is kind of nice. So that kind of helps with the Avalanche for us.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So if Kroenke can
it's nice to see a
continue
change
this,
of heart.
Yeah. If he can continue this pattern, it'd be nice.
Maybe he can, yeah.
Maybe he'll buy a baseball team. Anyway.
Or a football team even at this point, right?
Well, he's got the Rams already, so he's
true.
already in there. But I was say, but if he wants to own a baseball team, there's one right down the street.
They could use some help.
Yeah, if you want to spend some money, and just saying.
Yeah.
But that's there. So no, like I said, it's going to be interesting for both teams. It's like I said, it puts the missing pieces for the Rams, and it just goes to another rebuild situation in Detroit. But at least hopefully it looks like they'll hopefully make a better pass at it this time than what they've done in past years, where they just pretty much had no idea what they were doing. Mm-hmm. But hopefully these guys will get a team, start heading in the right direction, because it'd be nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just holding my breath that it works. And like I said in the previous videos, I mean, I'm actually very excited about the direction. I like the people they brought in. I like, the experience of the players and stuff, or, that the coaches are ex-players and stuff. So I think that's going to help get team chemistry going well. It's definitely going to bring, some respect, I think, to the coaches. I don't think they really had that in this last grouping. And so, plus I think Patricia probably came in with a little bit of an arrogance about him, which probably didn't land very well either.
Just a little bit?
Yeah. So
I've never heard of a New England coach having arrogance.
No, exactly. So, I mean, it's just one of those things where I think, I think they finally formulated the thing the right way to where I think they got a chance for some success. And it seems like the people that need to step out of the way are doing that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, the first thing that told me that things were going to change was when they brought in Chris Spielman and said, you're going to be part of this hiring process.
Yep.
I mean, that shook my world pretty good, because I'm like, okay, finally. Yeah. They're going to get some ex-players in here and some people that actually really care about Lions football. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm just really pleased. I mean, this could all turn out to be just as bad as it's been, but I feel like we got a good chance of turning it around now. And so for that, I'm extremely excited, and we'll see what happens. But, there's some other stuff in the sports world that just took place with Arrenado. So why don't we break into that a little bit?
I wish it was better news than what you got. So they pretty much, traded away the, again, homegrown talent and just gave it away for nothing, and actually paid the Cardinals to take them off our hands, which is another disgusting thing. And then we just got a bunch of prospects. I think I saw it was like 6 guys, but
nobody.
They're not Arrenado. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? So again, St. Louis just pretty much added a pretty darn good piece in their lineup.
St. Louis just fleeced us again.
Yeah. It's where we'll see one of our ex-Rockies holding the trophy by the season end in the next couple of years probably. But again, I mean, St. Louis is St. Louis, the Demon Devil Birds, whatever you want to call them. Everything always breaks their way, it seems like. Now, of course, I saw their lineup, and I was just like, well, that seems a little odd. They had Goldschmidt second, and I'm like, no, you probably want to put Arrenado in the 3-hole and then put Goldschmidt in the 4th hole, because then that way you can't pitch around, Arrenado with it. But we'll see what happens. I mean, the Cardinals will be the Cardinals. I mean, that puts them right into the mix right now for the Central.
Yep.
I mean, especially with Lester leaving the Cubs, and so the Cubs are going to be a little bit more down. Pirates are the Pirates. Milwaukee will be, depends on what they do with their talent, will be right there. But I mean, you add another defensive piece and a bat for the Cardinals, it's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah.
For them. Like I said, we just got a bunch of garbage. This will probably move the piece for Story to leave by All-Star break, because his contract's at the end of this year. I don't think he's gonna. I wouldn't. If it was me, I wouldn't resign in Colorado, because again, you saw what happened to one of the best players in the league and how he was treated with everything. So again, they told him, "Hey, we're gonna do everything we can to win." And they really didn't do too much. Got some crappy relief pitching, and didn't really do anything for him. So
no, I get it. It's a typical Detroit Lions move. Reality.
yeah. I was gonna say tomorrow they're gonna have a press conference at 10:00 Mountain Time, and it'll be the owner and the GM, and I'm sure they'll give us the same BS speech as they always do. His upper management of, this was the right move for the organization. We're trying to make this team better.
Yeah.
X, Y, and Z.
Some young talent, so we can, get the farm.
Yeah, as they're already making phone calls to get Trevor out of there, probably. You know what I mean? Like I said, if there's any team that needs, help, which I'm sure one of the money teams could probably use them. I'm sure the Yankees, Red Sox.
Oh yeah. He'll have suitors.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Padres would be about the only one that wouldn't want him or wouldn't need him.
Yeah.
Not to say that they couldn't move him to like a second base or something. You know what I mean? I mean, knowing the Padres guy, guy's like, oh yeah, here you go, we'll double up on this. Yep. The ownership.
I appreciate his approach.
Well, no, exactly. That's what I said. I'm like, shit. That, like I said, I just thought about it. I'm like, man, that might not be a bad idea. Yeah. I mean, depends on whatever Trevor wants, but I mean, shoot, just say, hey, you want to suck it up for a chance at a ring? Play second base here for a year.
No, well,
rent him for the rest of the year, right? Because if you trade away some prospect that you've got and plug him into the second base hole, and then, I mean, that infield is pretty damn solid with Hosmer, Story, Tatis, and Machado.
Yeah. You're not going to find better.
That'd be like, okay.
And let's face it, I think you said it before, if you build it, they will come.
Yep.
So
no, it helps, right? Because again, look
if you got shit coming in, you're going to get fans. You're going to get everything you want.
Well, look at Tampa, right?
Yep.
That was the best thing, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, we're bringing in Tom. Okay. Oh, okay, Gronk. Oh, yeah, I'll play. And then, Brown. Oh, yeah, I'll play. Yep. Fournette. Oh, hey, I'll play. Because everybody knows, like, hey, you're going to freaking take a shot at it, right?
Yep.
And so let's roll. So it was really, really, really good for them to do this. So again, but like I said, as being that positive about that, we're on the other end of being that bad, of where everybody's going to say, hey, how can I get out of here? I mean, we turned into the Houston Texans of baseball right now, because everybody's laughing about the trade. I mean, everybody's just like,
nobody
made this trade? Who fleeced them? I mean,
everything I've seen about this trade, I haven't heard one thing positive on your side of it.
No.
Like, nobody thought that this was a great idea.
No.
Like
you said, lose the best player, give the other team $50 million, and get back nothing.
Right.
Get
back a bunch of what ifs.
Yeah, I mean, prospects, right? That's the thing, right? Prospects. Who knows?
Some guy that's gonna sit in the fucking Division I for or single A ball.
Yeah.
Sit there for 2 years and then maybe get his way to Triple A by the time
Yeah, if he even pans out. I mean, there's pitching in there, but again, it's a different different. We've never produced pitching, so if these kids had any talent at pitching, they're probably going to lose it because we suck at pitching. So it's just bad time with it. So
it's just depressing, is what it is. I mean,
yeah, it's just. I mean, yeah, and like I said, they're all putting in Arrenado in the Cardinals uniform, and Cardinals are making videos, and then Rockies are making videos of like, oh, it was great, thank you, and then you're like, horrible, just like
stab you in the heart every time you have to watch a video about it.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, that was great. Yeah, too bad that won't happen anymore. So no, it's just really good.
And then the other thing is to trade him within the same, not division, but the
National League.
Yeah, so that way you get to see him all the time, right?
Yeah, yeah, at least a little bit here and there, but it's just like I said, good for him. He gets to face Rockies pitching, so that'll help his average and his stats.
No, he's got a chance to win a championship now.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like Stafford, I look at it the same way. Like, I mean, you can't blame him.
No.
It's. I'm sure he probably didn't necessarily want to go, but maybe so. Who knows, right?
Well, again, like I said, it's it's just like anything else when they're promising improvement and they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it mirrors the Deshaun Watson thing.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, I got you in the playoffs. All I need is X, Y, and Z. Okay, we'll get rid of Hopkins. What? Yeah. And then, we'll start doing this, and then we won't give you any help, and then, you come in with a 3 or 4 win season. Oh, yeah, I want to come back to this.
Yep.
And again, what did they do? New coach, new everything, So again, it's another change in Houston.
Yep.
And so like I said, I totally at the Arrenado, I totally do not, pass judgment on him for it. And then, like I said, I'm the one sitting here going, hey, Trevor, you should move next.
Yep.
Save yourself the pain. Don't hang around this joint.
Yeah.
Take your gold gloves and your home runs and go somewhere else.
It's apparent that this organization wants to be destined to be a doormat rather than
this team just wants to save money, like you always say, right?
Yeah.
We don't want to pay any money, but we want to make it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna cut every corner we can
to ensure it happens.
To do that.
Yeah.
And we don't care if we get 30 to 40 wins.
Yep.
If we're lucky.
No, I mean exactly.
It's a head scratcher again.
Well, I'm sure
for an organization that like I said, has a fan base and people want to see winners and people go to the game.
Yep. No, I totally agree with you, and I mean, and if you hit the nail on the head with Story. If I'm him, I'm already looking at where do I want to go?
Yeah, I'm already on the phone with Jerry Maguire, and I'm talking to my agent
and saying,
hey, start shipping me.
Yeah, I want to be traded.
Yep. Hold the horses. Wait till about a quarter, through the quarter post or whatever. Starts coming the All-Star break. See who needs a shortstop or second baseman.
Yep.
And what do we need to do? We need to hit free agency after the year, or do I sign with the team and then sign a contract with them once I get traded?
Yeah.
What's the best thing for me?
Yep.
But I'm going to go out every day. For the first few months, play my butt off, put up some numbers, best I can.
Yeah.
And see if I can get, somewhere to make an impact on a championship run.
Yeah. That's what I'd do if I was him.
Yep.
I'd already, like you said, I'd be on the phone with the agent already saying, get ready to have me moved.
Yep.
Because my goal isn't to sit here and watch this fucking thing go down.
Yeah, because again, it's going to be him, sitting there by himself, right? And that's all it's going to do. You're just going to be completely, lay to the waste there. I mean, because Blackman can only cover you for so much. You're gonna have to cover more ground. I'm guaranteeing you on the guy in third base now, because you don't have the human vacuum cleaner, next to you. Because again, those two guys between Story and Arrenado, like I said, I'll put them up against anybody as the best left side of the infield. In the league, and most of the time it won't even be close.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it's the story's just gonna get worse for this season for the Rockies. So when they go down to Scottsdale for spring training with the Diamondbacks, it's not going to be fun. And then there's another thing too, is that you don't even get to see Arrenado. He's getting now he's going to go down to Florida for spring training. You don't get to see him in Arizona. It's like, man, at least I could watch him again, beat the crap out of my team. But now we won't even get to see him again until he plays a home game there or
no, exactly,
whatever's with it. So he'll be down in the Grapefruit League.
And the worst part of all of it is that the management, the ownership thinks, oh, this is a great idea for us.
Well, it is if you look at the books. It's a fantastic idea for them. They're paying $50 million, so they don't have to pay $150 million. Mm-hmm. So hey, we saved ourselves $100 million right there.
Yeah.
But when the season comes along and there's nobody at 20th and Blake, watching games,
the pain that they're causing the fans is much worse than the money they would have spent.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they're going to lose that. Or they should hopefully. I thought everybody did. They started talking about it. It's like pretty good ideas. Hey, don't burn all your Rockies or Arrenado crap. Donate it. At least somebody can use it, right? But you know what I mean. If you don't want to do it, and there's already people like, oh, I'm gonna root for the Cardinals now. Because it's just like really, really, really bad. I mean, like you said, this was one of the worst moves I've ever seen in any sport.
Yep.
And
you can't honestly.
It's going to cost them for a while.
Yeah. No.
Until they either quit, sell the team or do whatever. These guys will go down in history. They will go down in Denver lore of, hey, you want to be a British or you want to be, the Rockies, and that's what it's at.
Yeah.
And so
it can't be any worse.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I totally see it that way as well. I mean, it's a total equivalent of saying we don't want to win.
Yeah.
That's basically what you're telling people, and that you have no interest in winning. You just care about saving money.
Yep.
And if you're in a position as an ownership group that is what's bringing you to work every day, you need not to be an owner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one thing I'll say about like the Clippers owner, Steve Ballmer.
Mm-hmm.
He cares so much about winning that he'll fire a guy like Doc Rivers and say, sorry, pal, you're not winning here.
Mm-hmm.
We need somebody else. Honestly, I don't know, Doc's, you don't just find Doc Rivers anywhere, right?
Yeah.
He's that good of a coach. But, my point is that, an owner like that cares so much about winning is willing to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got fucking owners like this guy and the fucking guy that owns the Lion, or the lady that owns the Lions, and all these fucking guys that have jerked around people for years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's refreshing to see a guy like Ballmer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, this guy actually gives a shit, wants to win.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in full agreement with you. It just makes my heart hurt even thinking about it, because I've been there before with my teams. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like you just sit there and watch the shit just fall apart.
Yeah, and then you get to watch shit for the rest of the season, the next couple of years, because it's not going to end. You're just going to sit here and go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember when? Yeah, okay.
And
Good
then,
luck.
the ownership will never come out and apologize to the fans for it.
No, because end game for them is they'll probably, when they sell, they'll probably make more money than what they purchased the team for.
No.
Truthfully. That's the way it usually works, right? So they'll walk out, smelling even better than what they started with.
Yeah.
So
it's just, if you can just get an owner like a Ballmer, you got a chance to actually do something. Because the guy gives a shit, and he'll put himself in harm's way, like, to get the people that he needs.
Yeah. He
doesn't care. I want to win, And I just, that is such a, to me, it's such a good thing when you have somebody like that. It's silly that he could have so much money that's his approach.
Yeah.
That tells you how much money he has, right?
Yeah. Well, again, it's rare to find those. If you have those, you have the, Paul Allen, Trailblazers and Seahawks.
Yep.
Guess what? He made money with Microsoft, and he said, what? I'm going to spend it on my teams.
Yep.
And guess what? They're all pretty relevant.
Yep.
With him. I know he's gone, and now there's a different ownership group, but yeah, any time an owner, again, even though the dreaded Steinbrenner, same thing, right? But at least what did George do?
Always put a team.
He wanted to win, right? So he was going to take whatever he could.
Yeah.
To do it. So even though he was hated, and a lot of times, but to sit here and go that everybody's going to do the Billy Bean thing and we're going to do the Oakland A's thing and we're going to have a small number and then we're going to do great things with it.
Few and far between.
It's really tough, and that really goes into the people that you have there at the organization that makes that.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have people that are into it and actually sell themselves for that, it ain't going to work. All it's going to do is blow up in your face.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's very tough to find people that are willing to say, oh, yeah, okay, I'll take a lot less money, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody does that. I mean, the careers are not long enough to where you can afford to do that.
No.
I mean, baseball is longer than some others, I guess, but I guess, my point is though you got to make it while you can.
Yeah.
And, I mean...
even you look at the Marlins situation. I mean, Jeter's a winner. Jeter went in. He had some bad luck with players dying and some things that are going on. But guess what? He put the Mattingly in the right position. He's got a bunch of pretty good talent, and it's only going to go up, I think.
Yeah. I
mean, they actually went into the playoffs. They actually won a series.
Yep.
I mean, I see the Marlins going, in the right direction. And if, Jeter puts his stuff like he played, I don't see him not failing.
No, I don't either. I mean, he's got the competitive spirit, and he wants to win.
And he knows what to win. I mean, he's seen it in Boston. He's seen it, playing against Boston. He's seen it in New York on his teams. Hey, you bring in these guys to do this, right?
Yeah.
That's the way you do it. And if you don't, you're just going to spin yourself in a circle.
Right.
And like we said, and in our teams, not the circle, they go down the drain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're taking the ultimate flush.
Exactly. The royal flush on that. So.
Yep.
But I think that will put a wrap on this week's Dent Sports. I think you guys had enough pain listening to this, as much as we had enough pain talking about it. So if you guys want to trade the subscribe button for lesser players, go ahead. Hit the like, make comments. Whatever ideas you got, we can come up with some more, subjects and talking points for Denver and Detroit, which will probably not be good, no matter what they are.
Yeah, as we move into the season, we're going to have some little nice things to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. And we're even the bright spots like the Avalanche. I know McKinnon went out, last night, the injury, and so here we go. Here it goes again. It's just anything's going to be good. We're gonna ruin it. So
yeah, we're going to make sure it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So
yeah, don't get too comfortable.
No.
About this. So we'll see what happens. Again, as usually with hockey, just like us, we have lower body injuries, upper body injuries, and that's about it. We're not going to tell you any details.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So.
And the Red Wings are the doormat, so we'll be good.
Yeah. But like I said, if you guys want to leave anything in the comment section, please do, and we'll try to get it on air.
Exactly. Don't forget to check out our sister station, the Tuned In Sports, and also the Clip Joint for all Clippers news. So with that being said, let's call this one a night.
Yep.
Appreciate you guys checking in with us, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
All right. Buff you, Bidrich.